Hi, welcome to the Game Changer podcast. My interview today with Elise Thorpe from Lovitt Touché is going to give you some insight to how a high-level, executive level, in my opinion, professional is able to maintain their health through busy times. Elise is an executive benefits consultant for Lovitt Touché. She works on strategic plans for her clients for long-term success. A lot of that is implementing wellness as far as disease management and prevention. And Lovitt Touché has a plethora of resources for risk prevention. Just being at their headquarters and seeing some of the tools and equipment that they have, that their clients have access to prevent risk and unnecessary costs for the business is very, very impressive and imperative. I really hope you gained some insight from our conversation today from Elise, not only on what you can do to improve your health, but how people like her leading the industry in wellness initiatives are making an impact in changing the game for employers here in Phoenix and across the nation. Enjoy our conversation. Thanks for tuning in. Elise, thank you so much for joining us today on the Game Changer podcast. Appreciate you being here.
Great.
Really want to give our audience insight into what it is you do and how you are able to maintain your health on a daily basis. I want to get some backstory though. I don't know much about you other than our professional relationship. Love to start with just, where you're from originally.
I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And so I grew up there and went to the University of New Mexico and got a dual degree in psychology and sociology. Thought I wanted to go into human resources, and after a couple informational interviews said that is not what I want to do. That's not a good job because nobody likes you. So I decided to go get my master's, and I got my master's in business at the University of Arizona.
Okay, awesome. So born in New Mexico, grew up there, and went to college there.
Yep.
Awesome. What was it like growing up in New Mexico? What did you do as a kid? Were you involved in sports, recreation? What did you like to do?
So as a child, I was the youngest of 5, and we had what my cousins who actually live here called a ranch, which I didn't think it was a ranch, but we owned 24 Arabian horses. We had probably 24 rabbit hutches. We had goats, we had sheep, we had cattle, we had cats and dogs and ducks, and so I think that's why they thought it was a ranch. The thing that we didn't have chickens, so I never thought of it as a farm.
Right.
So.
And it was your job as a kid to take care of all those
A
animals.
lot of it, yeah. So a lot of work.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So your introduction to physical activity growing up was farm
Being
work?
outside
Yeah.
a lot. We did not have close neighbors because we had a lot of land.
Mm-hmm.
So used to, pretend that the tumbleweeds were, alligators and jumping over the ditches and catching snakes and salamanders and lizards and stuff like that.
That's awesome. So the world was your gym.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I could do whatever I wanted.
That's cool. No, that's awesome. And then transitioning to college, was that a move for you, or was that the same town?
Well, originally it was in Albuquerque at the UNM, and then I did move to get my master's to Tucson.
Okay, awesome. So when growing up, you're outside, super active, went to college. Did you kind of fall in the college life of inactivity and fast food?
Kind of. I actually, when I was still in New Mexico, for real activity, I was a gymnast and started in 6th grade and carried that on all through high school.
Awesome.
When I went to UNM, I didn't do gymnastics, but I took it to dance.
Okay.
So I did dance.
Competitively?
No,
okay.
Not in college. So just for my own, free flow thing.
Yeah, fun recreation.
And still worked out. I think as a gymnast, you're used to working out at least 6 times a week. So I still went to the gym, even though I wasn't doing gymnastics anymore. It was just part of my life for so long that I don't know, if I don't work out, I feel like I'm missing something in my life. So
absolutely, and I think gymnasts are some of the best athletes ever. My My son goes to a place in Tempe for gymnastics, baby gymnastics.
Oh, yeah.
But ASU's men's gymnastics team is practicing there while he has his class.
Oh,
and they are just
yeah.
phenomenal athletes. Lean, strong,
Yeah.
mobile. So that's good. That's awesome. So I want to touch on that a little bit when you said when you feel like you don't work out, something's missing. Other than maybe something to do and physical benefits, what do you get out of exercise?
I think mentally I'm more focused and ready for my day.
Absolutely.
That is a big deal for me. I have more energy.
Absolutely. So you say ready for your day. Does that mean your workout's always in the morning?
I work out in the morning. I usually get up about 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And I work out usually at 5.
Okay.
Or 5:15.
That's something I'd love to learn about is, in general, every day is different, of course, but in general, what your day looks like. So we wake up at 4, and then what happens?
Well, usually I set my alarm for 4:25, 4:30, but I wake up before that. So get up and usually start getting my stuff together for work. But, I'm a mom.
Yep.
So I'm doing laundry and paying bills before I go to the gym at 5 o'clock or sending emails really quickly.
Yep.
Go work out, come back, get dressed, head to work all day, sometimes work at night because we do a lot of entertaining with clients. We
Absolutely.
have, suites and Diamondback tickets and Gamage tickets, so we're always with our clients all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when you're, just so our audience can get a kind of a mental picture of what they should be doing, exercising in the morning, when those days are strung out and you have the evening events, are there mental day breaks, mental activities that you like to do that help you keep your energy so when you are entertaining your clients, you're not drained and unengaged?
That's hard. I mean, I don't really have a break or a way to go work out in the middle of the day. I just keep going.
Keep it plugging?
Yeah, but at night I can't stay till the end of a concert until 1 o'clock and then get up at 4 the next day. So
Right.
either I don't work out the next day or I leave and tell my guests I'm leaving at X time so I can be sure to get up the next day.
Awesome. Those are 2 key points I want everyone to take away is 1, absolutely be flexible in your approach, right? If your workout time is at 5 a.m. and you miss it, it's okay. You have a long life where you can make up for it.
Right.
And then second one, you tell your clients that you're leaving at X time, so that's communication. Communicating with your family, relatives, clients, coworkers with your schedule and what you need to do. Awesome. That's so cool. What about morning food routines? A lot of the busy professionals we work with struggle to either get in food or plan food for the day. What do you do in regards to breakfast, lunch? Like, what's that look like?
So I actually started doing intermittent fasting probably, 6 months, maybe it's been longer now, which means I don't eat from dinner the night before until lunch the next day.
Thanks for explaining that. I don't know if everyone knows,
It's
so
about
perfect.
a 16-hour fast is what I do.
Awesome.
So for me, it works for me because I don't like to eat before I work out because it makes me feel full. It saves me time on making breakfast because I would make like steel-cut oats or egg whites with spinach and turkey. Well, all of that takes time to make and eat.
And then clean up.
So it saves me time. I've lost weight, which is good. And so that's just what I've been doing. So to me, it's just been a good solution.
Absolutely.
And it's easier for me when I'm meeting people for coffee to say, they can eat breakfast and I might just have tea or water or something. And it's easier to do it at breakfast than it is to go to lunch with somebody, which we do a lot of.
Absolutely.
And say, oh, sorry, I wanted to meet you for lunch, but I'm not eating.
Right.
So that's why I do it from the dinner to the lunch time.
Okay, that makes sense. It's been working well because you're losing weight and saving time.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. That's awesome.
And if I don't have a lunch, I always make lunch the night before, usually. Or, like I said, if I get up early enough, I'll make it that morning. But usually I make it the night before.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Being prepared is always very important. I know you mentioned, we talked about it briefly before we started the podcast today, when your clients want to help their employees get healthier, they start some sort of wellness program. In your experience, obviously being more than physical, what is the best way you've seen someone, maybe you internally or one of your clients, implement bare bones wellness program, what was something where it was like a first introduction where people could kind of start that journey?
Usually the starting point is by doing either on-site biometrics or driving employees to get their preventive exam.
Okay.
And then combining that with a health assessment, which is usually online by a carrier or a vendor. And some people like to include a tobacco affidavit, whether or not people are using tobacco.
Yeah.
That just seems like the basic beginning point for a lot of people.
Awesome. Okay, absolutely. Yeah, I just want to make sure our audience knows that there is a small place to start with knowing your health indicators, like Elise said, implementing those in the beginning.
Knowing your numbers, yep.
Getting to a busy professional who's able to exercise at 5 in the morning every day. There's a journey along that path, so I wanted to make sure we made point of that.
Yeah, and I'm a little crazy, so.
When you say a little crazy,
I'm a little crazy,
does that mean you have energy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You need to get out through physical activity.
Yeah.
When you go to the gym, Elise, what do those workouts look like? What are you doing?
So right now, I balance between, I do Orange Theory. I used to do it unlimited a month, but started getting injuries and things. So I've taken that down to 8 times a month. And then I work out with a trainer in small groups that is more like, a combination tabata.
Okay.
So weights with jumping rope. It's kind of a CrossFit type.
Absolutely.
Thing.
So if you're not familiar with Orange Theory, think cardio and weights, same workout.
Right.
A little less time, a lot more efficient.
Right.
Tons of good stuff, Elise. I think the biggest thing you've hit home for personally is you're really effective and efficient in what you're doing. You know what I mean? You skip breakfast.
I have
you save
to
time.
be.
Yeah. You have to be. She's doing her cardio and weight training together, right?
Absolutely.
So you get them done. Absolutely. How about planning your attire, your work day and workout attire? Is there anything that you feel like you've done that's worked really well in regards to having exercise clothes ready, or maybe having clothes for an event ready that you're not wearing to the work day?
So for my exercise clothes, I always have them ready the night before. Mm-hmm. So it's easy. I'm a planner. Mm-hmm. So I know it's already ready, plus it's dark. I don't want to wake up my husband, so it's all together. I'm using my flashlight, getting dressed in the dark. Sometimes it's inside out.
I'm not the only one doing that.
For events, if I have an event the next evening, I really try to plan what I wear for the day, something that transitions to night. I'm not going to change clothes. Most of the time I don't change.
Yeah. Okay, awesome.
So
just being prepared, and you don't have to think the day of. You're already all set.
Yeah, and actually, when I had, I have 2 boys, and I remember when they were younger, I didn't work out in the morning because I couldn't leave them at home. My husband traveled, so I worked out at night. So I would pack my bag and put it in my car, in the morning, and I never went home. I went straight from work, picked up the kids to the gym, and then home. That way there's nothing to distract you. Once you go home, there's so many things you could do, and you're just thinking about dishes and dinner and bills and everything else that I had to do it that way.
That's a crucial time in people's day. Can you tell us what your mindset was like from leaving work to, I can just go home and relax on the couch, or I can be structured, do what I said what I was going to do, go to the gym, do your thing, and then go home? What was that? What were you thinking about during that time?
Well, working out is not an option. It's like brushing your teeth. You just do it every day. It's not a question of am I going to do it or not. Mm-hmm. It's when am I going to do it and when am I going to fit it in.
When did you adopt that mindset and habit?
I think really young, because I was in gymnastics and I did it 6 days a week.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now I'm at the opposite end where I'm getting older and people are telling me you should not work out as much. You need to calm down.
Prevent injury,
because your body needs to recuperate and you need to take a day off.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I'm a little crazy.
We all have different phases in life, right? No, that's awesome. That's good. And also, before we started on the podcast, Elise was telling me about this muscle testing machine they have in-house that they use for their clients in regards to safety. Have there been any big breakthroughs or cost savings or any stories you want to share with our audience that you guys have implemented using the awesome resources Lovitt Touché has in place?
Oh, sure. Well, the CRT machine is used by our clients before they hire someone. Mm-hmm. It's an isokinetic machine that measures and can tell, it identifies injuries and strength in legs, back, and shoulders. So we have somebody that manages it, that wears scrubs, and employees come here, they do their test, and then we immediately send the results over. And if there are issues, then they're not going to get hired, which prevents them from having workers' comp claims later on.
Absolutely.
It can also be used as a baseline or benchmark for current employees in their positions. And then if they do go out on workers' comp and then are sent back, or they want to go back, we can make sure that they're ready and willing. You know, it's not just a mental, that they physically are able to go back to work without further injury. So we've reduced EMODs that were way above 1.0, which is, you know, way above that to way below that. So it's been a really good benefit for our clients.
What year did you implement that machine?
Oh gosh, I'd say 5 years ago at least. Could be longer.
And with that piece of equipment, what's the turnover time? So let's say a company sends in five employees to get tested. How long does that take? When do they get the results back? What's that look like?
Oh, I think it doesn't take long at all. It might be 10 minutes, 10, 15 to do the testing. And the results are sent over immediately.
Awesome.
Because it's all computerized.
So very effective, very efficient.
Right.
And if let's say someone is not currently a client of yours and they want to specifically use that, is that an option? Can you pay for that service?
Yes, but it costs more. Yes.
For sure, of course. No, that's awesome. I'm glad to dive into that. I'm happy to see it on my way out today. So yeah, really cool. Really cool. Happy to check it out. Well, awesome. Good stuff. I'm definitely going to send some recap of the content we got today. But last thing I'd really like to get from you, Elise, what would you suggest someone do? What's the first thing they should do, and how can they improve upon that if they're just starting on their health journey?
I think it's important to start small with something that you know you can achieve that's reasonable. Don't say go from doing nothing, sitting on the couch, to running a marathon. Maybe it's walking around the block 3 times a week, and then be committed. It's not a question of, am I going to do this or not today? You wake up and you just do it. It's just so small and committed every day.
Awesome. I really liked what you said, too. If you notice, she didn't say lose a certain amount of weight or walk a certain amount of distance. It was an activity that we're doing. So we're focused on the activity, and you're committed. You're going to do it regardless, right? I think a lot of people think there's a magic pill, but the magic pill is really just doing what you said you were going to do and staying consistent.
Yep.
Well, awesome. Thank you, Elise. Thanks for joining us on the Game Changer podcast. Look forward to working together soon.
Thank you.
Yep,
thanks for having me.
There you have it, folks. My conversation with Elise Thorpe. Very excited to be able to hear from her on what she does to maintain her health and how she suggests people get started on their health and wellness journey. Make sure you connect with her on LinkedIn at Elise Thorpe, ELISETHORP. She's very active on there. Definitely get in touch with her. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for upcoming episodes helping you change the game for your life through health and fitness. Thanks for tuning in, guys.